Hey guys, it's Magic again, just checking in again. I know it's been a while since I've made a video or done anything on YouTube, really. Um, but said it was time that I come back. Just was having a rough time, some medical stuff's going on, I'm still trying to figure it all out. But we'll get there. Um, but today what I wanted to talk about is that one of the greatest gifts that we can give to ourselves is to just stop caring what other people think. Now, that is easier said than done, and personally, I do have a lot of anxiety, which makes that actually rather hard for me. But I've also been doing some thinking. For me personally, I don't feel so much it's like I care too much what they think. I think my anxiety is more of the confrontation that I fear if they were to bring it to my attention, like come at me with it personally, because I can deal with knowing that someone thinks badly of me. I can kind of deal with the fact that, oh, well, they don't like me. But when they bring it to my attention or are in my face about it, the anxiety rises because I have a fear, confrontation, and other people's anger sometimes. So, personally, I don't know if it's so much the opinion that bothers me. I think it's much more the confrontation. I mean, if I really cared too much about what people thought about me, I really wouldn't go out in public dressed with elf ears and or devil horns, or like in my cat get up, or even in my little Jack Skellington pajamas, you know? Although, who doesn't like him, so, you know. I think a lot of the problem people have with other people's opinions and letting it get to them is that they tend to take everything too personally. I do that sometimes, especially whenever I'm stressed out or someone's trying to joke with me. I tend to take a lot of things personally that I probably shouldn't. So I know personally that's a problem that I have. I also notice that a lot of people also seem to struggle with the taking things too personally, but it's not personal. I mean, other people's opinions are more about their insecurities than it is about you. So, I mean, and I don't really like to judge. Judgment isn't really my thing. But, I mean, in my opinion, judgment of others' prejudices and, like, all the things that, like, the media tries to push, like, all the conflicts and, like, pointing out our differences and stuff, all that really does is serve to separate us when we should be united. I mean, we're all people. We've all gone through something. We're all not that different. I mean, we have our differences because we're all unique, but at our core, we're still people, and we still want and need the same things. So, I don't believe in judging people. I don't believe in causing separation. I try to provide peace and unity. I do try to connect with people. Sometimes I do that by listening to them. Other times I try to associate with them, like if I've gone through a similar thing. Or sometimes I try to talk to them about things that I've been through personally, so we can have like an understanding of why we are the way that we are. Because like for me, like sometimes it's hard to understand some of my behaviors unless you know some what I've been through. And I figure that's like that for a lot of people. So I like to get to know them, figure out like hey, what do you feel comfortable sharing? Let's get to know each other on a deeper level, form that lasting connection. You know. And you really need to invest in the people that actually invest in you, and not just and stop investing in those people that are toxic to you. It's better to be around people that are good for you and bring you up than it is to stick around toxic people even if you love them. Sometimes that is the hardest part, is letting go of people that are bad for us. And honestly, if they aren't that invested in you and you don't like even hang out with them, like complete strangers, like why do you care what they think? Like really, when are you ever going to see them again? So honestly, the only people's opinions who should be mattering to you at all are the people that you hang out with constantly. But even then, you shouldn't let their opinions influence you too much, because in the end, they're not the one that's going to live with regret if you don't do something because they didn't think it was a good idea, and you're not going to be the ones that feel down about it because you changed yourself to fit what they thought was right, you know? Although, you know, in life, there's always going to be people that like you, and there's always going to be people who don't like you. For positive can't exist without negative, so if there's people that like you, there's probably going to be people that are hating. That's just how life is, that's just how it's always worked, and that's probably how it'll always work. I think a lot of our problem is that when other people think badly of us, it impacts how we see ourselves, and when our opinion that we have of ourselves is threatened, it's like our whole worldview gets shattered. It's like we don't know who we are anymore and stuff like that. Because if these people think that, then we start to think about whether or not that's actually true. And then, if that's true, then what we believe can't be true. But if what we believe is true, then what they believe can't be. And it just kind of shatters the world that we live in. But in the end, the only person whose opinion should matter in your life should be yours. Like, what do you want? What do you dream for? How do you want to be? Who do you want to be remembered as? Like, how do you want people to remember you when you're gone? Because honestly, when we judge other people, we're basing it on our own perceptions and our own reality. And we try to do it to make ourselves feel better, or like we're somehow better than them, or separate ourselves in some way because we feel like if we are different, then we can rise higher. But we're all capable of great things, and we need to remember that, and everyone deserves a little grace every once in a while. It's not good to let negative energies in anyway. Whether it's friends, family, strangers, it doesn't matter. You need to limit the negativity in your life, because negativity isn't going to do anything for you. Positivity will serve you much more than negativity ever will. So, another reason why we judge people is because they are succeeding, or we feel like we're failing. Like, we really want to do something, and this other person's really great at it. We tend to judge them more harshly because we want to do that thing, but we can't. Or even if we can do the thing, we're scared to try, so we tend to judge them on it. Or sometimes we will, like, judge them so great that we put them on this pedestal, and we're like, we'll never be that good. So then we start judging ourselves negatively, and because we put ourselves down so much, we never even try. And they scare us, and we will suck at first, and we know it, and that's what scares us, so we use their success as a reason why we're not good enough suddenly. And that's not healthy either, because we really should have more faith in ourselves. And if you want something, then you need to achieve that goal. You need to reach out and take the steps needed to hit the goal, or you're never going to get there. And you're going to have the regrets at the end of your life because you chose to let the negativity and the judgment keep you down, rather than choosing to believe in yourself and your goals and going to achieve them. So, just sometimes all it takes is a leap of faith, guys. That's all it is. Leap of faith. So, have faith in yourself. Don't let others get to you too much. Believe in yourself. And don't spread the love.